Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mabinogi. Oh sure, just put that right up, right as I'm about to greet everybody. Thanks for that, game. So, last episode / stream, because these are streamed live over at twitch.tv/Serene Inc. But last stream, we worked our butts off to get this crash shot skill. Now, a lot of that was thanks to Lucan here, who's in the party. Caliber 0 there in the Twitch chat. I also realized, why was I wearing the helmet? It gives me 1 defense and 1 protection. The Flower Festival hairpin also gives me 1 defense and 1 protection. Like, this is as defensive as a helmet. So I switched, because yes, this just looks better, for sure. Now, unfortunately, I don't think there's any items here that I have that I can equip that give me the same defense and protection that actually look good with my current outfit. A lot of them have 1 defense, but they have 0 protection. And while that's not, 1 protection isn't a big deal, still, it's not great. Oh yeah, the Dragon Rider gauntlets. The Dragon Rider set. Protection is really good. So I don't really have, a bracelet or something like that I can use that gives me the same stats as these gauntlets, unfortunately. But I figure one thing we can do before we pop off to Iria is we can run over here, go to Dunbarton, take just a quick look over what kinds of gauntlet glove items they have for sale. Just to see if we can find anything that looks better, you know? These aren't bad, but I'd rather have something that looks a little bit better. Also, one other thing that we can do that I just realized. Here, let me auto walk. I believe we got the Lucky title. And the Lucky title is actually really good. It's not as good as, say, Poker Faced or something like that from the Chain Slash storyline. But increasing your luck is pretty good. The Aspiring Archer actually gives me a lot of defense boosts, so maybe I will stick with that. I was gonna switch to Lucky, but maybe this is actually better. Just because we are using the arrows, and those are so heavily dex-based and stuff. But yeah, they do have other gauntlets, like the Core Ninja gloves, counter gauntlets, the Ulna Protector gloves. Looks like the, I don't like the color on those at all. But it looks like there's a difference between, leather / light armored gauntlets and, heavy gauntlets. And the only difference seems to be 1 level of protection. Here's the leather protector, which actually looks more like gauntlets than most of the other stuff. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that there might be something that looked better than our current stuff, but oh well, it's fine. Got the Blessed Solaret shoes at the moment. I mean, they're just shoes, so... Somebody's got a full set of armor here. I don't know what set it is, though. I don't think I've ever seen that, actually. Rock glove and paper glove. What? Ow. Wait, are these like legitimate gloves? They are. What? What is this? Oh, they can't be repaired. I was like, they're so much better than just like regular gloves. What the heck? They can't be repaired. Okay. There's some kind of novelty item. I don't know. There we go. They're gone now. Alright, well, actually, I better... I don't think I'll need many more, but I should grab another bundle of arrows here. There we go. If I really wanted dex, I would sit down and, like, do all the chain slash stuff. Because, like, chain slash is not only really good skill-wise, but it gives you, like, ridiculous dex and luck. Like, absolutely ridiculous. But it is what it is. So, alright, well, I guess we need to go off to Iria now, don't we? Let's see. I don't know why that's weird. Oh. Ugh. Just hiccups all of a sudden, my god. Alright. Let me summon my bus. Because I'm going to assume that Lucan here is going to want to come with us, so... We'll prep the bus so they can ride along. We'll pop our way over to Iria. Oh, right, that takes me straight to Philia. Never mind, I don't even have to, like, warp further than that. This is perfect. I'm so used to going to Quilla Base Camp, because that's where humans go. I forget the elves and giants go to their, like, respective homes instead. Whoa, hang on. I know where I'm going. Honest. Ah, I'm stuck. The only thing I don't like about the bus is the fact that it's a ground instead of a flying. But it can hold 7 people, so I mean, I'm not going to complain. You know? Like, it literally can hold like 7 people, so I'm not going to complain. Alright. What is this? Refined catalyst. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that's what that was. Okay. Need to... Sorry, hang on. I gotta get an item for the dungeon. There we go. Does not allow you to enter a dungeon with that. Okay. And here I thought I had thought of something neat. But no, apparently I can't use that. What about this? No. Okay. I'm not sure if I can try it. Usually I think using the same item takes you to the same dungeon you've done before. So I'm hoping that this isn't just the one that we did earlier. It looks different from the map, but we'll see as we go along. Well, I mean, if it was the same dungeon, then there was a dungeon reset, because chests and everything. So, I'm okay with this. Oh, of course. It's like, I clearly know that that's a mimic game. You know? Just let me attack it. Like, seriously. Just, like, it's so clear that it's a mimic. Just let me attack the dumb thing. You know? Especially when, like, they're mimics in like, resting zones. And so, like, the mimic is there, but it's, like, it's faded out initially. And you're just like, okay, so I can see it. I can see that it's a mimic. Why can I not just attack at the moment that, like, it's not in the resting zone? Like, the only monsters are in the resting zones game. Alright, time to try out Crash Shot. Assuming that there's anything that can be attacked. Ow. It's one of these. I had to shoot the stupid thing. Bang! That didn't quite work because they weren't nearly as close as I had assumed they were. But that's fine. Bang! I missed. I shot and I missed. Then I shot again. I missed again. I shot twice. I missed both times. I never did watch that series, but I just know that, like, clip. Like, that one has been in so many compilations. Oh, geez. I didn't even think about the durability of my bow. This is unfortunate. I don't think my partner can repair them because they're made. Can't summon them because I have my other character up. Accessory and cloth. So no. Let me try something else. Can I use the thing that I tried to use earlier? Can't do that. Another object is too close. Seriously, game? Come on. I mean, it's not telling me I can. Another object is too close. What? What is too close? I know I've done this in dungeons before. There we go. Good grief. Repair my equipment. Thank God. Hey. Alright, now my bow is repaired. Now I don't have to worry about it breaking. I'm guessing Lucan is probably using it too. Go ahead and crash shot. Bang! See, that's why I wanted crash shot. It is a really good move. Yeah, you and your stupid resting phase. So is Urgent Shot. Ow. That one didn't fade out. So I'm like sitting here confused why I couldn't shoot at that the snake there. Snake didn't fade out when it went to the thing. Did a key drop from any of that? No. That's right. Area dungeons are weird. Sometimes things just don't drop from them. Like, area dungeons took all the rules that they had established for dungeons, and were just like, nah, none of them matter anymore. That's what I don't like about area dungeons. That you get so used to the way that Ulid does all the dungeons, and then you enter the area ones, and it's like, yeah, so all those things that you know and how they work, they don't work like that here. I missed. Also, I don't know why I just like suddenly became nasally. Maybe just because of how much like I consumed water all just like at once there. So apologies that I probably sound nasally and a little obnoxious all of a sudden, but it's just what it is. All sniffly. Bang. Bang. It's funny because I did all that work for a crash shot. I could have had that. Like, I could have done this dungeon a second or a third time for my one arrow faster than going through getting crash shot took me. And that's what's really obnoxious about that crash shot. I thought it was just like, oh, I'll just go do a little quest, get the skill, be done, you know. And then it was like, go do the Legodaces. And I was like, okay, I'll go do the Legodaces. Then we saw how that turned into, and I was like, okay. Thank you, game. Dashing all my hopes. Nah, I must have picked up the potion instead of the key. Alright, well here's hoping I get the stupid arrow that I need. Skip the movie, please, thank you. Bang! 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 Crash shot! I missed. Oh, the horse was dead anyway. So it didn't even matter if I had hit with crash shot or not. The horse was dead anyway. Open the chest. Got some gold. Artifact, gold. Don't need any of the other stuff. I think it gives me the arrows when I leave. Not taking the artifact chest. I'll grab it as soon as it lets me. Because... maybe it won't let me. No, it won't. Like, it straight up won't let me pick that up. Oh well. That's fine. It's just a little bit of exploration experience anyway, so... I got no arrows from that. Maybe I missed what it was that was supposed to give me the arrow, but I got no arrows from that. I wonder if it dropped from him. I just didn't like go and pick it up. Oh well. Alrighty. I will see you later then. Luckily, I did have another item I could use for a new dungeon. Might just pick up random stuff in here, just to serve as items to go into new dungeons. Now we see how it goes without Lucan here to help. Yeah, I'll pick up this. Pick up the stamina potion. Oh, there's a key back here. I completely missed. Hey, bandages. I may not have first aid, but my pet does. I can transfer those. Whoops. Bandages to other things, too. I don't understand. Those snakes did not fade out when they went into rest. I'm just shooting regularly with arrows. All that for crash shot. Here I am just shooting regularly with arrows. Just completely ignoring that whole crash shot thing. Whoops. I didn't even see this guy. I'm very confused what happened there. I got attacked by the snake while he was in rest. I did it again! I'm literally getting attacked by the enemies while they're in their rest state. Where I shouldn't be able to attack them, nor should they be able to attack me. It's like it's not switching the enemies correctly for some reason. Like the snakes are not switching into the rested state properly. So so sorry, my God. Like, I really don't want to do those, like make those noises and stuff, but I don't understand the whole point of that. There's so many things about this game that I just don't understand because it's never actually explained to you. Yeah, it doesn't look like I got any arrows from that last one. Well, hopefully we'll get whatever we're looking for this time. Like I said, it might be that the boss himself drops it, and I just missed to pick it up. I didn't remember picking up arrows last time at all from the boss. But I'll have a look around when the dungeon comes to an end and see if I can't figure out where the arrows are dropping. I think they either drop from the boss or from the chest. So it is possible that they drop from the Lucan's chest there. So seriously though, we literally just need this one arrow. It's so annoying. It's like, literally, give me one arrow, people. Like, come on, game. Got him. Nope, I got his horse. Oh yeah, it does drop from him. Okay. I did. Yeah, I picked it up last time. So I just completely blinded the arrow from the last guy. Hopefully it wasn't the one I needed. Probably was. I just blinded it. And now we have to go through even more of this because of that. You know what? I'm going to take the short bow. Why am I taking the short bow? Because it's an item I can use to enter the dungeon with. And also it's a bow in case my current one starts to, break. And we're at 8. So chances of that are pretty slim, but still. Play flute. Yeah, let's put these artifacts up here for now. Can't enter the dungeon with the cheap leather. Can't enter the dungeon with a potion of any kind, I guess. Oh. No, I just wasn't clicking on the button. Because, there was a big text thing in the way. Aye. I got the key. Can I just ignore these other 2 mimics now? Got it. Crash Shot, though, is an amazing ability. I dread having to go get it again on my other character there. Okay, I'm going to pick that potion up because that was the one I dropped last time. I think? No, it wasn't. That was something else. Never mind. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Matters is that we make our way through the dungeon, kill the boss, get the arrow. I mean, we have both the amethyst and the emerald. It's literally just the topaz that we need. And I can't use the arrows for the dungeon because they're legitimately they are actually legitimately the items to get harder mode dungeons. Instead of it being you're doing Rabbi Basic or Rabbi Normal, this one's you're doing Longa Desert Normal, Longa Desert Emerald Arrow, Longa Desert Amethyst Arrow. That kind of thing. Let me just do that. Of course. I have not gotten enough. I haven't gotten any AP yet. So I've not gotten enough yet for that. I can use these berries to re-enter the dungeon if I need. I don't know if I should be bothering with all the gold or not. That was very loud. And then that happens. I don't understand the rules of area dungeons. That was very loud again. So thanks for that, game. Thanks for the miss, game. So I should be using it on this guy. Because when he bounces back, Because it goes from where they bounce to. That said, Crash Shot is a really good skill. It's annoying as heck to get, but I highly recommend getting it every time. And I will. I'll get it again off camera so you guys don't... Hello. Thanks for the follow. I recognize that name from Telus Discord, actually. Telesiba. She is an amazing artist, by the way, Telesiba. I think that's it, right? deviantart.com/Telesiba. Hello. But yeah. She's an amazing Tella is an amazing artist. She's doing... She's one of those Nuzlockes. She's a Nuzlocke artist. I mean, she does way more than just a Nuzlocke, but... like, that is her, like, main focus. And her Nuzlocke is amazing. I can never remember if it was Heart Gold or Soul Silver that she did it in, but I know it's one of those. I keep wanting to do a Nuzlocke, but then I'm worried that I'm going to get a repeat of what happened the last time I did a Nuzlocke. Yeah. In fact, they're prepping for the next, like, story arc right now. They're currently doing an event to help people get through the previous story arcs to prep them for the next one. Bonus experience and stuff like that. So that people can get through the current story arc easier, and then when the new one comes out, they can release it. I used to play Mabinogi like over a year ago, but I stopped for a while. But during that time, I did a recording of Gen 2 and Gen 3. Prior to that, playing then, I had played before before that, and I had done Gen 1. And right now, what I'm doing is there's no Gen 4, so I've kind of made like a Gen 4 for myself here, where I'm going through and doing like all of the stuff for Iria and the giants and the elves, and basically calling it my version of Gens 4 through 6. Since those don't have quests. Really? You didn't even drop arrows that time. Maybe that's maybe that's what happened last time. Maybe he didn't even drop arrows. But yeah, for those at the stream, you can check me out on YouTube. I'll just Serene Ink over on YouTube as well. And you can see my run of Mabinogi's first couple of gens there. Note, warning that those videos are very old. So, and we go with berries this time. Oh, mages are still janky. It very much is. But now they have a talent system. Oh, nice. Yeah, okay, one at a time. So with the mages, now they have a talent system where you can, like, be anything. And so, like, if you decide to play a mage, but then you don't like being a mage, you can just be like, nah, I'm not a mage anymore. But then, like, you can also use mage stuff as, like, a fighter. And there's a lot more, like, skills and stuff now, too. So, I met somebody on here who I don't know how to explain our relationship. You know, I'm loath to call it a relationship because it's not like, you know, we're not girlfriends. And we've never, like, even, like, thought about that. But we talk about things that I guess maybe, I guess you could say more like friends with benefits talk about, maybe? Like, that might be a better term for, like, our relationship. So, I don't understand. Like, as far as, from what I can gather, it's probably similar to, like, the regular dungeon, where it's like, oh, there's the 4 pillars, you hit the right one, and then no mobs spawn. But, like, why do they spawn to begin with? And then this one, where it's like, oh, look, here's this. There's 1 pillar, you kick it, and then sometimes the mobs here just go away. It really seems like there's no rhyme or reason for that. Like, the ones with the pillars in the corners, I can understand as just being akin to the original Ula dungeons. Where if you push those, you know, you kick the right one, and it, like, doesn't spawn mobs. But, again, I don't understand why you have to kick it to spawn them, and then, like, unspawn them. Yeah, alchemy, from what I've seen, tends to be pretty broken. I haven't even, like, bothered. Like, alchemy is one of the last skills that I think I'm gonna really focus on with my main character. But it might be a set of skills that I work on with my streaming alt, which is not actually this character, by the way. This is my elf alt for the elf's, like, story, basically. Because again, as I mentioned, I'm, like, doing my own, like, rendition of gens 4 through 6 since they don't exist. But once we get into gens 9 through 12, and we get into all the alchemy stuff, I'm probably going to settle down and just focus on learning it on that character. Just because, like, I hated that I was required to, like, do alchemy stuff in the gens. Like, in those gens. Because I had so little interest in it to begin with. I've gained some interest, but not a lot still. But, like, it was very clear that those generations were built around, you know, the player utilizing alchemy as they're going through the story. So this time I think, because I'm trying to kind of, you know, show what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it and things like that, you know. They're playing an alt that's at the right levels and, you know, for that generation, etc. I think I'm going to actually settle down and, like, spend Gen 9 through 12 in alchemy, you know. It's like half the time the skills take a second to respond and you can't prefer skills. Yes. That is honestly one of my biggest issues. I don't know what just happened there. I mean, you guys saw that. I don't know what was up with... I don't know what happened there. Like, that was so weird. Pop. But yes, there is a lot of points where it feels like you're hitting the skills, but then they're not working. Oh, god dang it. Stupid emerald arrows. The boss came to you, it seems. Right? The boss just decided, like, nah, I'm not gonna lock the door. Or something happened there. I don't know what. That was so weird. It's like it didn't load. Yeah, World of Warcraft is honestly drastically different. I think some of it too is that this game, you know, this game is a Korean game. Like, most of their servers and things are in, like, Korea. And so, like, they have, like, one, maybe two servers. Because they have what? They have Alexina and Neo. But because you only have, like, two servers in the entirety of America, it's like only the people that are in whatever state, you know, that the, you know, whatever, only the people that are in whatever the state is that the server is in are going to play responsive, you know, well, and the game is going to be responsive, you know. The difference between this and World of Warcraft is World of Warcraft has hundreds upon hundreds of servers all over the place. Just in America. So, give me just one moment. I had to pause there for a moment because I was actually reaching a point where I was actually having trouble breathing. So I actually had to pause there for a moment because of that. Like, that was not cool. Let me just divide this up. And let's hope this is a different dungeon than what I've done already. Because I've used so many items that are all the same. Play alone in that game. Killed too many times in the spot where it's supposed to be starter friendly. Yeah. Well, excuse me. World of Warcraft has been having a lot of issues lately with newbies getting into World of Warcraft, getting into it. Because like the game was built a long time ago. The game was built in 2003. And there's so much content. Expansion upon expansion. And Mabinogi has done this a little bit. Where like they've gone back and modified some things to change like how difficult it is, Like they've shortened some quests, they've made some monsters easier, things like that. But World of Warcraft decided that they were going to go in and they were going to just completely rework like everything about the game. There was actually a point before the big Cataclysm expansion that changed everything. Where the starter zones went through like major changes. And one of the problems that they had with that, with the pre-Cata stuff, is that I can't shoot these guys because I think they're in rest. But in like the pre-Cata, End of Wrath of the Lich King pre-Cata days, it was like, this is your starter zone, and we're gonna change like whether the monsters are aggressive or not. And so they changed it so that monsters weren't aggressive anymore. Because one of the issues that people were having was that they were dying in the literal like starting zones, like Northshire Abbey, or the Coldvale Valley, whatever. Literally the 1 to 6 areas, and people were dying in those zones, like pretty regularly. And it was not the most friendly experience. So they changed it so that everything wasn't aggressive. But then they were like, now everything was too easy. And so then with Cata, they reworked the entire world. Well, one of the things they did in that was they made it so that like everything, the stuff was aggressive again in those zones. But they were like more spread out and stuff. And then they like kept changing and reworking and changing and reworking like the starting areas over and over again. And it reached this point where it was getting like almost impossible to get through those starting zones without like heirloom gear, just because they kept changing everything about it and how it worked and the respawn times and the aggression. And now, as Jarm there was saying, they've completely done away with starting zones completely. They scrapped all of the levels, and now it's just level 1 to 60. And now the starting zone is one place, Exile's Reach, which is very much designed as a starting zone. Like it is very much a starting zone. It is a much welcome change. In fact, they feel more like starting zones than the starting zones felt like in the original World of Warcraft. And so Exile's Reach is just way better than what the different starting zones were. And again, another thing that they did was the level crunch from 1 to 60. And while I haven't had a chance to play it, I'm still looking for anybody who's willing to help me out in getting some game time, you know. It seems like a pretty welcome change. Now, the one thing I'm uncertain of is that I guess you go from like the starting zone into Battle for Azeroth, which I guess I can see working because of they have the new level scaling system. So like they can scale enemies all the way down to like level 1 and stuff. But they can also scale them up to like level 50 and 60 and things. But Battle for Azeroth was so boring. Battle for Azeroth was to modern World of Warcraft. Oh my god, I cannot hit at all. But Battle for Azeroth is to modern World of Warcraft what I feel like what Outland Burning Crusade is, or was. It's big, it's fairly empty, there's not, you don't really understand what's going on. You know, and with Legion, they were like, we're going to let you do any zone that you want in any order, which was a great idea. But it did leave the story feeling a little unhinged, if that's the right word for it. It didn't feel like each area was like a completely different thing. You never really felt like you were going through one consecutive story. It almost felt like it was episodic, as opposed to like story driven, you know, like the TV shows where like you can basically forget what happened in the previous episodes, because like each episode is its own like story universe type thing. That's kind of what BFA felt like, or well, what Legion felt like. But people liked it, understandably so, because it was a pretty good idea. So they kept that for the BFA, except they decided that Battle for Azeroth was going to be this big, epic, like, PvP-oriented, war-oriented expansion, which did not work as a like episodic thing. And so you just get these points where you're like, okay, but wait, like you just pulled this big thing and now you're just like, that's it, you just stop the story because that's the end of that zone. And also, they very rarely do anything that really felt like they were doing anything big with the zones. It's like, oh, we're gonna go deal with the blood trolls now. Okay, let's go deal with the blood trolls. And then you deal with the blood trolls. And how exactly did dealing with the blood trolls help the horde, you know? So the artifact system was good in Legion, and then they decided we're not going to do artifacts. And I feel like you knew that they were doing, you knew during Legion that they were going to scrap the whole artifact thing. And so going straight from Legion into BFA, you already had this, like, notion that you were going to step in to BFA, you were going to lose a lot of your power immediately. Because you were losing your artifact. But then they decided to give us the Heart of Azeroth, which basically did nothing. And it just, like, it didn't... They took the artifact system, completely ignored the artifact system from the previous game, and just ran with it from there, and it did not feel good, it did not work. That is an amethyst arrow, not a topaz. Yeah. A lot of... I'm assuming you're talking about BFA. But yeah, a lot of BFA really did... It didn't feel like a story. It felt like you were going out and cleaning up somebody's mess. And that the only way such and such is going to join your faction is if you go out and you clean up the giant mess that they made. You know? It's like, you go to Kultiris, and in order to, like, get through Kultiris' storyline and get them back onto the Alliance, you have to, like, go over to this area in Kultiris where there's this, like, undead organization, like, undead group that exists. And this undead group exists because the Kultirans basically just were like, yeah, we're just taking over this land that belongs to these, like, ancient people, and they're ghost throws. And it was like, oh, now we have undead that we're dealing with. Hey, you! Yeah, go fix that for us. You know, because we definitely weren't the person that did all that. It definitely wasn't us that messed up on that. Go fix the fact that, you know, that we go fix the fact that we goofed up by, like, building and, like, tearing down some of these, like, ancient artifacts and stuff. Go fix that. It's totally not our fault. And so you spend, like, that entire zone fixing their problem. And it was like, okay. Like, come on, people. It's like, it could have been so good. And it's honestly what worries me about the current, like, Shadowlands. Like, with all the things that I've been hearing about Shadowlands, I don't know. You know, like, it sounds interesting, but there's just a lot of stuff that I'm, like, looking at here, and I'm gonna sell this beginner longbow for nothing, and then buy the elven shortbow because it's better. Yeah, that was another problem. In order to get the full story, you had to play both sides. But both sides of the story were so different. It was like, the Alliance side was basically, we're these amazing people, we can do no wrong, And so go out and solve all of our problems. And the Horde side was like, hey, you know, we're the Horde. We're trying to, like, you know, you had Sylvanas, who was obviously trying to start the war. But, like, the majority of the Horde was like, we just want peace, basically, because we've been fighting for so long. And so, like, you're out there, and it's like, you're trying to help the Zandalari deal with their problems, like the blood trolls that are just, I don't know, trying to summon something, Gahoon, whatever the heck he was. But the three zones felt separate from the story. Like the full-on story of the actual expansion didn't feel like it connected to the story of the zones. So, and I never got through, like, all of the Horde, so I can't really tell you my, like, you know, thoughts on that. But it was like, on the Alliance side, it was like, oh, you know, we take Jaina, you know, we come to Kul Tiras with Jaina. Jaina's basically submits to her mother, who basically sentences her to death. And they go, well, we've got to keep them from killing Jaina. Oh, but before we do anything about, you know, the fact that we need to help Jaina, you know, not die, how about you go around and fix the entire, you know, the entirety of Kul Tiras? She'll be fine. It's like, what? No, finish the Jaina storyline. But no, we got that afterwards. After she was basically dead. Alrighty. Feel free to stop by any other time that I'm streaming. So, I mean, it's fine. It gives me something to talk about. You know? I mean, what am I going to talk about otherwise? The fact that I'm running down this hall for the, like, 5th time this stream? Beating up mimics and getting keys and stuff because I'm trying to get a stupid arrow. I'm half tempted just to see if somebody's selling it on the auction house, but I don't know if these can be traded. Looks like they can. If I don't get one after this, I might look and see if anybody is, like, selling them on, like, the auction house or anything. It doesn't say that they can't be, like, traded or anything. So, it's a good chance that they can be. Oh, he went into resting. I need to level support shot anyway. And I guess I technically don't, since this is my elf. But regardless. Like, I have to do all of this over again. Well, not this, because this is elf specific. But I have to do all this over again on my main streaming alt. He went into resting. I really hate that resting thing. Like, it's one thing when there's, like, different groups that it switches between. When it's all the same enemy that are all on the same resting timer, I hate it the most. Because then you just get these points where you're just like, okay, I'll just sit here and do literally nothing, just twiddle my thumbs. And arrows take forever to shoot to begin with. Man, I like the mechanic of like waiting and aiming. Don't get me wrong. Like, I actually like this, like, wait and aim and such mechanic. It's just really annoying when you're trying to do it in, like, a dungeon like this, where it's like, they're only there for 5 seconds. And your aim takes freaking 3 seconds. Well, I think it takes, like, 2 seconds. They're only out for, like, 5 or 6 seconds, and the aim takes 2 seconds. You might get 3 shots off if you're perfect with it. Otherwise, you're gonna get 2. Ow. I do need to be watching for when arrows drop, though, so that I can pick them up, so that I have less arrows I have to, like, worry about grabbing. I'm just gonna wait till they switch in rest. And these snakes keep attacking me while they're in rest somehow. Like, see, I didn't hit that guy, but that's because he's in rest. Even though he wasn't faded out, if I had been near him, he would have been able to attack me. I mean, that one was just a shot and a miss, but the first one was not a miss. The first one was a freaking... He, like, went into rest, but wasn't in rest somehow. Pop. Pop. Up, and he just... I don't get it. But then the chain slash skills are currently broken in this update, though. Like, literally the update that went live today. Or yesterday, I guess now. Because that's 5 in the morning. Well, it's 4:30 in the morning. But still. The updates go live. Well, it has not been live for a full 24 hours yet, actually. Now that I think about it. Because they go live at like 11. So I'm thinking Genshin Impact that updates apparently earlier than I thought, because every day rolls over at 4, but apparently the 1.1 update came out way earlier than the rollover, like, update time. Or what I assume to be the, like, next day update time. But, I mean, that's fine. It was like, oh, I guess I get to play 1.1 now. Yeah, we saw how that went. I mean, maybe people didn't, because maybe people are here for Mobby and didn't see Genshin, but... I actually tried to contact their customer support. Because I'm like, what do I do? I haven't gotten the response. I doubt I will, because the last time I tried to contact them over an issue like this, I never did get a response from them. I waited like a week. I never got a response back. What? I had a 100% chance! I had a 100% chance! How did I miss on a 100% chance? What is this, Pokemon? No, this can't be Pokemon, because in Pokemon you succeed on a 30% chance almost every time. But you fail on a 75% chance almost every time. But those 30%, man, OHKO moves with their 30% chance, you hit every time. At least the computer always does. Yes, skip the movie. Okay, seriously? You need to move up and get close enough before you try to take aim. Freaking emerald arrows again! I'm so tired of searching for these topaz arrows. This is literally the 7th time that I have run this dungeon. I have not gotten the stupid topaz arrows. Even once. Can you just buy topaz arrows? Only if I want to buy 47 of them. 352,000 gold. What the heck, people? Really? Freaking 9,000 gold for one arrow. Granted, I can probably see why they cost that much. I mean, I'm running this on a weak character. Here. Let's try something. Let's try something. We have ran this like 7 or 8 times now at least. Still can't get it. So I'm going to switch to my main. Not my stream main, my main. Like Miss OP over here. And we're gonna see just how fast I can run this dungeon. Now that I have like OP skills. Hello, game. Please load, please. Thank you. So this is my main character. This is the character that I started this game with. and have been playing this game ever since with. She can fly. Sorry. We're going to come in here with Miss OP over here. And we're going to see how ridiculously fast we can go through this. Go ahead and boost my speed. Shouldn't have any issues here, so we'll get our chain blade out. I don't have any Dorcha yet, though. That's fine. I can just, you know, immediately kill them all. This is fine. I get some Dorcha. New bag actually gave me more inventory space. Nice. Oops, that's my wand. Although I do have the Tri-Bolt wand, which is freaking amazing. I don't know if it's just a Tri-Bolt wand or... No, it's a thing. It's like an enchant or something. Not an enchant, but there's like a special attribute that activates chain casting, which is freaking amazing. New wand is OP. My pet is dead. Let me just drop a phoenix feather real quick. Neat. Alright, let's go. Hey, apparently I needed to collect these beetles anyway. For my trans. Also for the Finny gems, but none of them dropped any. Serene, what are Finny gems? They're part of the new pet training, actually. That I mentioned I was gonna show you guys eventually. Well, you can, so one of the things with pet training is that you can catch pets, or you can do what is called finny catching, rather. There we go. I just did it. And you get this finny gem. And these finny gems are not exactly what you would think they are. Oh, just got another one. Oh, these stone masks are blues. Finny gem sprite. Okay. Interesting. But basically, when you kill an enemy, they have a chance of dropping what is called a Finny gem. According to the story, these are little creatures, fairies, if you will. I mean, they're called Finny, but you could consider them similar to like fairies. That basically they have a, what's the term? It's not parasitic. Symbiotic. They have a symbiotic, like relationship with other creatures. The idea is that they grow inside of a creature, and after growing inside of the creature, they then... Really? He didn't drop anything? Oh, please tell me that I don't have to be on the elf in order to get the freaking arrows. I'm gonna be so mad if you like... If like being on this character means that they just don't drop them at all. Like, I'm gonna be so mad. But they have a symbiotic relationship with other creatures. And what happens is... And then why do you show that... Oh, no, that it's yellow. That means that it can't. Okay, I get it. I just now figuring out the yellow items can't be used to go to enter dungeons, that's all. Just now figuring out that that's how that's what that yellow around certain items means. But so they have the symbiotic relationship. Like they're put into other creatures to grow, you know, by other Finny, and then they grow, and eventually they're supposed to leave and, you know, live. Well, for some reason, due to whatever they haven't really explained yet, but due to whatever is going on in the realm of the Finny, the Finny aren't able to escape their hosts themselves anymore. And because of that, these poor creatures here that have them have these Finny growing inside of them, basically. I still don't understand that at all. And it can be very bad for the host, basically, if you don't remove it, you know. It goes from being symbiotic to being parasitic, if that makes sense. This is what they have explained in the game, at least. I don't know how much of this is actual canon versus the fact that it was literally a like 12-year-old girl that told you all of this. So, but basically the idea is that you have to remove them from the host so as to prevent the Finny from killing the host, basically. Now, what confuses me is that the way that you remove said Finny is by killing the host. So that doesn't make any sense to me, but 'tis just the way the mechanic works. You're removing the Finny so they don't kill the host, but then you to remove them, you have to kill them. So, just a slight confusion there. Whoops. I really probably should pick up the key. Let me see if my guild has any topaz arrows. Also, am I saying topaz weird? I just kind of realized, like, I'm saying topaz. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced topaz. But then, I thought agates were pronounced agate. Or, I thought agates were pronounced agate. Or, no, it was the other way around. Also, no, he did not drop any arrows again. I don't know if maybe you have to, like... I don't know if it's random. Like, maybe you have to kill him with the arrows to get the arrow. I don't know. I'm going to look it up here in a minute, though. Topaz arrow. It just says that drops from the Guardian of Ruins. Him to death without ever aggroing. The horse will aggro if you kill the guardian. No matter how you do it, and the horse survives it all. Yep, mounted. His only goal is to reach him on the horse. If you can reach him, then you can push him away. It's a great time by just sprinting for him as soon as the cutscene ends. If the tactic fails, you'll lose the element of surprise. It literally says nothing about like if there's any special requirements for getting the arrow or not. Let's see. There's a big gold pouch. How many more times will we run this dungeon? I just need a stupid topaz arrow. Ow. Right. I was just hitting the wrong button. That's all. This wouldn't be so obnoxious if it wasn't the guy at the very end that I needed to get the arrow from. If I have to go through the entire dungeon to get to the guy at the very end, Just for a chance that he will drop the arrow. It's like, I hate it. I hate everything about it. I actually could have gotten screwed there. He was that got that snakehead counterattack prepped. No gems. I don't know what it is, but in the new update, I guess if you're using chain and you get counterattacked, it can literally soft lock you. Not a clue what causes it. But that's, I guess if you get hit with counterattack while you have chain, like while you're trying to use like a chain skill, it will stun lock you. Or not stun lock, but soft lock. Another gem, finny, or whatever, sprite, finny gem, whatever it is. I said another gem, finny. But yeah, I will show you guys a little bit about pet training after this run of this dungeon is concluded. Because then I can just go to my homestead. It's actually not that bad to level up. I mean, it's obnoxious and slow to level up, but it's not like a bad skill or anything to level up. It's easy, you just have to, it's just time consuming. It's not difficult, it's time gated. How's that sound? Maybe that sounds a bit better. A lot more along the lines of what I'm trying to actually like explain. Okay. There! Oh my god, at long last! At long last, we have our topaz arrow. That was much better, just doing it on this character, because she's so much stronger and was able to get through it so much faster. But it also proves that there were no, like, requirements for it. It was just, I was just having bad luck getting it. Whee! Off we go! Back to Philia! So we can drop this off at the bank and then frickin' Felinus can pick up the arrow from there. I feel like I say her name different every time, but part of it is that I'm not actually sure how to pronounce it. Partly because it's Elven, partly because I just found it on a random, you know, Elvish name generator. So in both aspects, it's like, I have no reason to know, like, how this is said. Oh yeah, let me show you some cool stuff. Let me put this away for now. I want to keep that out as little as possible until they fix it. So here's something cool. Your pets can now rest in your homestead, and they get experience when they rest. Yay! Easy way of leveling your pets up. Boop. pets can now go on expeditions. I have no pets that currently meet this because they have to be level 97 or higher. But I do have pets that meet the requirements here. Let me, let's see. Flying pet and creature pet. No. That's good. I'll launch that. Now, while they're on expedition, you can't do anything with them. Here, I need an elephant. I don't have one. But that's okay. Because I can send off a terrestrial and a flying. And all that does is increase your chance of getting a huge lucky bonus. There's no chance of like failing the mission that I can tell. If there is one, I haven't seen it. Floof. I usually only send 2 pets at a time because A, I don't have that many pets. And B, like, like, I usually don't have enough to meet, like, a 3rd criteria anyway. But, so there's this new item, the Finny Bell. And it's just this little, like, stick with a cloth, some feathers, and a couple of bells on it here. And this is our Finny blossoming cage. So I'm going to go ahead and blossom this guy. And now I got what is called a Finny pet whistle. And I use that. And it summons a new Finny pet. Hello. There you go. It is level 53. I mean, it's level 53, it's a boar, yada yada, you know. Cool, right? Let's put that away. So now I have all of these Finny pets. And yes, you can have multiples of the same ones. So that's cool. And they do have a very small time limit in which they can be summoned. But from what I understand, they can't, like, level up or anything. But you can do something else with it. But I'm not sure how to do that yet. Because it requires a material that I'm not sure how to get. But what I can do is I can take these Finny gems that we got. And I can take one. I can put it in the blossoming cage. And like I said, it's time gated. Blossoming time, 5 hours. So if I look at, let's say, my Finny blossoming here. I'm at 60 out of 205. I need to blossom a rank D Finny gem 3 more times for experience. That's what this green one is. This is a rank D. Blue are rank C, yellow are rank E. So I will start to blossom this one. And you do this cute little motion. And just like that, if I come back in 5.5 hours, I will have a beetle pet. Or, you know, anytime after those 5.5 hours. And there's a lot that you can do with them. I just don't know exactly how yet. But they are pets. So you can use them like pets. And also, on top of being pets and thus usable like a regular pet, you can, if you keep them in their like whistle form, you can actually sell them off over like auction house or shops and stuff like that. They're player shops, not 2 shops. But yeah, I mean, that's really about it. You say, well, why would you want to level all this stuff? Because one of the things with Finny pets that you can do is that because they're fairies, you can take their magic and give that power to one of your normal pets. And it's pretty cool. I just don't know how to do that yet because I don't know where to get the material for it. There's a special, like, perfume item. Whoa, that was weird, laggy. There's a special perfume item that you have to get that I don't know how to buy yet. Or make. Or whatever it is that I have to do to get it. New shop, Tailteam mission, and Terra mission. Alright. Let's hop on Leah. And let's fly our way over here. So we can get the Topaz Arrow out of the bank. And finally, at long last, we can finish up the elf quest line. Just got to get to the bank. And finally get the elf skill that we've been after for the last 2 freaking VODs. Here it is! Yay! There's the Topaz Arrow. Interaction Crafter Guide. Wow, I'm just now getting those quests. They've been around for like a year. Alright. You gave the Topaz... I didn't realize that was going to do that, so I did rate that. Screen glow is quite mesmerizing. Lastly, all I need is the amethyst arrow and I should be good. You probably told me to get the emerald arrow. Bought all the arrows. Now I'm attempting to make an arrow with a new arrowhead. So you can come back to me later? How about right now? Here, look at this arrow that has been made by combining 3 arrows. This arrow will definitely take you to an unusual place. If you can defeat the monsters there, you'll probably be able to learn a new skill. Oh god, it's I actually have to do a dungeon. Clear along a dungeon. Gain the final shot skill. Oh god. I didn't realize that this was all culminating into doing another dungeon. Well, at least we know how to get along a dungeon. If I had realized that, I would have done all this crap beforehand. All we've been doing for the last 2 VODs is running the same freaking dungeon. I'm so tired of long a dungeon. Like, I am so done with long a dungeon. I never want to see this dungeon ever again. Alright, Enchanting Arrow. An arrow made with the marrow of multiple arrows. It said that if I place this arrow at Long Desert Dungeon, build enter a dungeon where monsters are attracted to bows will appear. I hope this isn't, like, stupidly hard or something. Oh good, it's multiple floors! Because running along a dungeon the one floor over and over again wasn't bad enough. No, this one's multiple floors. I'm sorry, but this does not look like a monster that is attracted to bows. It's literally a mimic. The first room of Longa Dungeon is always mimics. So it seems like, because I mean, it has always been mimics. Every single run. It's always mimics, and they always give you a key. After that, that's when the rest of the dungeon changes. Okay. Guess that was easy. Wrong. Oh, no, that was right. I was like, that one was wrong, I guess. Nope, it was right. I just didn't see the door, didn't notice the door had opened. That's a lot of damage! Also, where did they go? I'm so confused by what just happened. Like, did I never need to fight them to begin with? Survive with the statue. I don't... Okay. I was like, I don't think I have anything to heal with, but no, I do. I have the beginner potions, so. Oh boy. Ooh boy. It's gonna be one of those dungeons, my ladies and gentlemen, and anything in between. Or that's, you know, neither. That is an option. That is a possibility too. I mean, again, I know they're mimics. I have a hair on my tongue that I cannot seem to get rid of. It is really obnoxious. That's what I thought. I can use Mirage Missile more. Get wrecked. Alright. Hello. Are they just gonna disappear? Yep. I don't get it. If you're just gonna remove the enemies, why put the enemies there to begin with? Oh my god. If I could hit the stupid mimics, that'd be great. Sorry. Good grief. Hey. Ow. Ow. These things hurt so much. Do you have first aid? You do. Let me sit down and let you use your rank F first aid on me. And put it up there. How much you want to bet? I mean, get back there and all the enemies are going to be gone. Maybe not. There weren't any mimics in that room. So maybe they won't just disappear. But they definitely will be back to full health if not. Because they were going in and out of resting. And he went to resting. You are the one that is eggling to me. Seems like as long as I stay here, they don't all aggro to me. Insufficient MP? Didn't even know that those skills used MP. What? Have these skills really just used MP this whole time and I've just been so dumb? And I've just literally not even noticed. Because I am out of mana. Oh, I bet it's my Mirage missile that's using an MP. I need to advance support shot to rank B. Oh, or I can learn crash shot. Or I can advance magnum shot. I think this is the one that's using mana. Excuse me, goodness. Successfully apply it to 3 or more enemies at once. Apprentice Archer! Not sure why I got so much AP from. Oh, exploration probably. Yeah, I always forget that exploration levels equal AP. I was selling a lot of those, like, clay things and clay flutes and stuff. So I probably just got a bunch of exploration levels. We're gonna get through this dungeon somehow. Honest. I'm just not strong enough to deal with these guys. Honestly. Not solely via archery, anyway. Good God, they hit so hard. What? Couldn't, like, see him or something, I guess. I just need to just keep shooting regular. Oh my God, I can't even kill one of these things. Alright. You know what? Let's try something. You're 75. You're 80. Wow, you're 80? Wow. You're 50. Okay. I'm gonna try something different. Because obviously this is not working. Let's just summon you. That's fine. Auto attack mode. See if we can just let our pet kill everything in the dungeon. Because clearly I can't. I mean, this could work out, like, not at all. Like, this could just not work because I don't have Divine Link. But it's literally the only other thing I can think of at this point. Is to just try and do this. Because, like, we've been doing this for 2 VODs now. I don't feel like I should just, like, end the whole thing at this point, you know? I feel like that would be very unfair to the people that have been watching these last couple of VODs. Why are you not attacking? Okay, thanks, pet. Thanks for that. You did a whole lot for me there. Set it to auto attack, and it just stood there and didn't fight anything. Aramith was just like, nah. I'd have to bring out Leah in order to first aid, because I don't have any bandages on Aramith. I think Aramith can first aid, which is hilarious to think about. Giant freaking pink dragon that just bandages you up. Go! Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Run away! Run away, let the pet deal with it. Boom! I don't know what that was, but he just been... The Aramith there just freaking went boom to that guy. Oh, really? Gonna let Aramith finish? I'm gonna let you finish, just so you know there, Aramith. Oh, Aramith does have bandages. Once again, a hilarious thought. Skills. Okay. This is something else, let me tell you. Like, I don't even know what to think about this. Aramith is like nearly twice my strength. What are these guys? Like, what is their strength level? I want to know. Like, I really want to know. What are these guys' strength level? Ridiculously high. The answer to my question is, I have no hope with this character. I absolutely require my pet. Or to even begin to do this. This is fine. I mean, I'm surprised that they're not much stronger than my pet, though. I'm kind of surprised that Aramith can hold her ground so well against these guys. Ugh. I'm still weirded out by the fact that the robot slash stone dogs have a human death sound. Freaking attack them! What about if I set you to auto attack now? Will you actually attack them now? Not so far. Nope, I'm sticking with collaborative attack mode. Because for some odd reason, auto attack does not collaborate attack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to hit counterattack. I'm just going to stand here with counterattack active while Aramith fights. Problem is, the Aramith is actually running low on health. Yeah! Get him with the lightning! Oh my goodness. If I feed my pet a potion... Okay, that does heal them though. I click feed pet and I click on the potion. It does heal them. It's not a heal spell, but it's something. Oh good, topaz beetles. Which are apparently uber easy. Get them! I'm scared what's gonna pop up. Yep. I was gonna say that was way too easy. Just be that one enemy. Ow! You're not supposed to be attacking me. You're supposed to be going after Aramith. I died. Seems to be in need of immediate help. Yeah. So, about this idea. It's semi-working, but not exactly. Okay. God, I hate to say it, but I don't think there's any getting through this, not with this character. Yeah, we're already at 2 hours just on this VOD. Maybe if I can bring somebody with me? But abilities, skills, magic. Why are you not using your fire breath? Friggin' 1600 damage. Use your friggin' fire breath. Maybe fire breath only triggers if you actually like use it. So maybe I actually have to use like manually command that. Also, it might have just a ridiculous cooldown, and thus this may be a one-time use, but we'll see. 1600 damage, though. Like, come on. I mean, it is a rank 1 skill, though. Versus, like, all of Aramis' other skills. But yeah, if I can't get this time, I think this is where I will leave this. This is getting ridiculous. Like, it's way too hard for when I was given the skill. I was given the skill very early on, when I was very low level. So, what? Does that just take forever to forget? I guess that just takes forever to proc. To actually use. Right then. Well, that's way too high level for me to be able to do with this character. This is also the only character that can do it, because this is elf specific. But at least you got to see some of it. I don't know what else to do to get to that point without literally just sitting here and playing this character like all the way through and doing a whole bunch of stuff to get them leveled. Because I mean, what? Our level is 61. So, if we're level 61, it's gonna be fun trying to even get myself to a level where I could actually do that. If I could hit level 30, I could try whatever this is. But I think you've gotten the gist of elves. So I'll probably post this episode. And then after this VOD, I will post the one episode I did of the Giants. I'm going to guess the Giants have a similar setup, because they have a final strike, final hit, final shot, whatever it's called. It might even be final strike. But they have one of the final attacks, like final hit, which I think I've shown off before. If not, I would be surprised, but I also wouldn't be. So I think next time we come back, next stream / VOD, actual VOD, because again, the thing that I did with Gurney, episode or 2 of that, it's just that, it's an episode or 2 of me going through introducing the stuff for the Giants and Veils and stuff like that. I know it's going to be weird how that's all set up, because it's going to be like, oh yeah, I forgot that I gave her the helmet. I know it's going to be weird because it's going to be like a whole bunch of like half-an-hour episodes, and then 2 big streams, and then a half-hour episode, and then back into the streams again. So I know that's going to end up being weird, but that's just how it's going to end up going. Oh, that was the only thing she was wearing in her style tab. Okay. Cool. But yeah, these are giants. They are literally giants. I mean, you can see, you know, I'm sitting next to a giant here. There's a human here at my feet. I think this is the tallest level human. I'm also the tallest, like, giant, so this is a pretty good indication of, like, the difference in height. Not, you know, the giantest of giants, but, I think it's fine. But when we come back next time, we will probably be popping back over to the YouTube/stream alt, which is Stream Yit, where I have to go through that Legadesa dungeon thing with her too. But luckily, with this character, she is quite a bit stronger. She's level 676. So she should not have anywhere near as much trouble getting through those Legadesas and the dungeon and stuff. So I should be able to handle doing all that. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe. Check the video description down below for a link to the playlist, where you can get caught up on any episodes you might have missed, because there's probably a good few of them. This was streamed live over at twitch.tv/SereneInc. Join us, it's not a cult. This is Serene Inc. on her Twitch/YouTube alt. The application has been sent. That's the guild that I'm in on my main. Is Delirium here. They're pretty cool. If anybody's looking for a guild, I'm sure, you know, Delirium is looking for more people. But yeah. Again, I hope you've enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys next time. See you later. Oh, that didn't work. Hang on. See you later. Cute. I forgot that I had that on here.